Big news, buyers are up and rates are down. Two moments that everybody in the industry has been waiting for happened in recent weeks. According to the Mortgage Bankers Association, requests for purchase loans were up by a seasonally adjusted 2% last week compared to the week before, and up 25% from a year ago. That followed investors who responded to signals that the Federal Reserve plans to cut interest rates when it meets next month. But the increase in buyer interest only matters if sellers are ready to make a deal. And we have some data that suggests that they might not be ready. Home sellers are delisting their houses instead of dropping prices. When homeowners who were part of the surge in inventory during the peak buying and selling season earlier this year were getting lowball offers, they were just pulling their houses off the market instead of lowering the price. That's according to data from Realtor.com, which found that delistings rose 48% in June compared to a year before. Some sellers are cutting their asking prices. About 20% of listings in July had a price drop. That number is on the rise compared to the past 5 years. In other big news, Trump is attempting to fire a member of the Federal Reserve Board. Citing accusations of mortgage fraud, President Donald Trump moved to dismiss Lisa Cook from the board of the Federal Reserve for cause. Cook hasn't been convicted of a crime, but Bill Pulte, the head of the Federal Housing Finance Agency, accused her of qualifying for 2 different owner-occupancy mortgages in totally different parts of the country in a short period of time, suggesting that she gamed the system to get a better interest rate or more favorable mortgage terms. She denies any wrongdoing and said that she just had a clerical error that led to the mistake. She has filed a lawsuit against the Trump administration to block her dismissal from the Federal Reserve Board. One of the homes that she bought, according to Pulte, was in Michigan, another was in Atlanta, Georgia, and he alleges that both were her primary residence. But the real question for real estate professionals is what, if anything, will this do to mortgage rates? If Trump is able to dismiss Lisa Cook from the Federal Reserve Board and appoint somebody that he supports, will this have any impact on the sluggish real estate market? And finally, the next question for Opendoor. Should they work with real estate agents or should they fight with them? Opendoor is one of those companies that saw its stock become quote-unquote a meme stock when investors who previously expressed no or little interest in the iBuyer began snapping up shares in the company when its stock price fell to a low point of 51 cents per share. That low price for its stock actually created the threat that the NASDAQ was going to remove Opendoor from the index. In turn, the interest from these retail investors shot up the stock price to over $5. At one point, investors bought up almost 2 billion shares in Opendoor in a single day, causing the NASDAQ to pause trading on Opendoor altogether for about 15 minutes. The investors then pressured the former CEO, Carrie Wheeler, to resign, and it's kind of led to this crossroads for the company and for the new investors who are interested in it. What exactly should Opendoor be doing? Should it be creating a platform and a subscription service that it could sell to realtors, or should it just take them head on and try to be the bigger buyer and seller agent in the industry? We're gonna have updates to all these stories and more only on Inman.